And imagery really is just the beginning. One of the fastest growing sources of content right now is video. On the web, on the internet, that means things like YouTube. But in fields like emergency management, intelligence and defense, law enforcement, that means persistent surveillance. It means full motion video. To show us the way that ArcGIS can take advantage of this powerful new world of content, please welcome Mike O'Boyle.
Thanks very much, Lauren. So imagery is great, but I'm going to spend a few minutes showing you some of the new capabilities in ArcGIS that allow us to deal with moving imagery right in the GIS. So it's pretty simple. We just switch on the full motion video manager here, and we can see we've collected imagery over the US. We were lucky enough to have a mission over northern Colorado and southern Wyoming. We've got about 2 hours of video in total, covering around 8,000 square kilometers. So to have a look at the video, we just open it up in its own window, and it has the regular video playback tools. And you can imagine how useful this would be for doing a damage assessment over a remote area. Or similarly, this other piece of video, which is near Fort Collins, Colorado, would be really useful for assessing land use or urban development and changes and so on. So let's see how we can do something even more useful with this. We'll just zoom into the town of Cheyenne and open up this third video here, where we're seeing a movie of a chemical plant. And there's some interesting stuff here. First of all, as you can see here, we can switch sensors. We can see the warmer areas on this thermal imagery, and the cooler areas are darker. But even more interesting, we can see where the sensor was on the aircraft, and we can see the footprint and the target point as the video moves on. And we can do this because we have access to the metadata. This video is standard, complies to the MISB standard, where the metadata of the sensor, position, and orientation is captured and saved alongside the video stream. So that allows us to model the video and drape it onto the map. But we can do more than that. Let's just zoom into the facility itself, and I'll just fast forward a little way. Here we go, zoomed into the facility. Takes a couple of frames to catch up. So here we can see the chemical facility. You can see the white pickup truck driving down towards the red building there. And let's imagine there's a few interesting features in this video that we want to make use of in our GIS. So it's very simple. You see the green container over there? Let's capture that straight from the video. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we've captured a feature straight from the video. No auto-rectifying, no processing, just straight from the video. You can see it's captured a standard ArcGIS feature there. Let's just have a look at that again. Let's capture the red container. Just get the 4 corners there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So straight from the moving imagery stream, we can capture features using our standard editing tools. Let's capture a couple of these fuel trucks down here. We'll use those in a minute. And I'll just save my edits there. There we go. So we've captured features directly into the ArcGIS environment, and they're standard features. So now we can even use the geoprocessing toolbox. So with those fuel trucks there, we've got a tool here which just calculates a buffer around the fuel trucks to indicate a fire safety area. We'll just run the tool. Takes a couple of seconds. There we go. So you see it's put the fire safety area around the trucks. And let me draw your attention to that little box there. That's the guard hut right next to the gate. So let's now run the video on and see what we can find in there. So the pickup truck carries on moving down towards the car park. And I can see a guy standing by the gate there. Not quite sure what he's up to. Let's have a look. Let's zoom in and have a closer look, see what he's doing. Well, he's walking around. Let's switch to the thermal image, see if we can see any more. So I think I can see a white spot on his hand down there. He's lifting it up to his face. I think he's smoking a cigarette. Let's have a look at that again. Let's make this a bit bigger so we can see. So we've got the pickup truck arriving, the guy standing by the gate. Can't quite see what he's up to. He's walking around there. So there's a hot spot, definitely a hot spot on his hand. He lifts it up. He takes a puff. And there, you even see him putting away the hot ash. So we're watching that from a mile away, but why is it important? We know from our analysis that he's doing that right inside the fuel tanker zone, danger zone. So I think that's pretty powerful. Not only can we see a guy smoking a cigarette from a mile away, but we can bring this into the GIS and use our analytical tools to bring that information together, and that allows us to see that he's behaving dangerously. So in this simple example, we've seen the power of full motion video, bringing it into our GIS environment where we can integrate and exploit the data, collect features directly from the imagery, and then use our standard editing tools and our analytical toolbox to help us make better decisions. And we've learned one more thing too. If you're going to have a smoke break, you need to be a bit more careful than this guy when you choose where to do it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Mike. Well, I would say that one pretty much speaks for itself. Really, really powerful and pretty cool, too.